Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Fairs and you are in for another Wanderlust adventure. So I went to the Eiffel Tower. It was my first stop in Paris. I absolutely loved it. It was gorgeous, huge, just as I expected it, honestly. It was the first tourist attraction that I wanted to go to and explore. And yeah, it was so majestic. I was riding on the bus, getting super excited to see this iconic building. Just seeing Paris, going through the streets and just seeing what a picturesque city it is. It's so pretty and it's so aesthetically pleasing. I think that's probably the way that I would describe it. Like, Paris is a pretty city. It's so beautiful. Literally everywhere you look, with the buildings, it feels like a storybook. It feels like you're in some kind of fairy tale. I got off at the Eiffel Tower stop on the bus, took a subway or the metro, and then took a bus. The bus kind of goes like around, so you can either start kind of by the Champ de Mars side, or you can start like on the Eiffel Tower side where the entrance is. I didn't go up just because I didn't really feel like it. I didn't really feel like it. It was a weekend, so I knew the lines would be long and I didn't really feel like waiting in line. And maybe I will go up. I think maybe like before I leave Paris, I'll probably go up and just to, get the view and the full experience. So I started at the Eiffel Tower. I kind of like walked around, got the pics. And what I realized is that if you want good pictures, you don't want to start right at the Eiffel Tower, because then you end up having to take these like these like low angle pictures. So I would say don't go like too close to the Eiffel Tower if you want pictures. Go to Champ de Mars, go to the park that's like just a little bit below. It's probably like, I don't know, 200 meters from the Eiffel Tower itself. It's not far. So that's where I got like my best footage. And there was a part where, so there's a fountain there and it was empty, and I didn't even realize it was a fountain. Like, it didn't even click in my head that it was a fountain. And so I'm just like over there getting pictures, getting my content, and it was like the perfect place because you could see the whole tower, so you can take like a full body picture with the whole tower. You can take your close-ups, your selfies, all of that. And then I just hear the police go, Mademoiselle. They just like kicked me out. I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. I can't believe I'm breaking the rules in France and it's like only my third day here. So I was like, okay, I need to remember where I am and not get too lost in the tourist perspective. But it was really pretty. It was a sunny day, but it was very cold. Like, the one thing in Paris is that the weather might not always be like super like freezing cold. Everyone wears like puffer jackets here and everything. So the weather itself is not cold, but the wind is what can get you. Like, the wind is kind of always what makes me cold. So just when you are exploring Paris, bring a jacket wherever you go. Bring some gloves maybe if it's a little bit colder, because that's pretty much how I was feeling. Like, my body wasn't cold, but my face and my hands were very cold. But that didn't stop me from going to the park. I had this fantasy, I've always had this fantasy of having pastries and wine in the park, looking at the Eiffel Tower. So it was really cool to make that come true. So when I was done taking my pictures, I went to this little patisserie, and it wasn't far from the Eiffel Tower, and I got some pastries, got this like delicious chocolate pastry, and then I got some wine from the bodega. I love that the wine here is so delicious. It's the best of both, you know, quality and affordability. Like that is something that like no one can take away from France. The wine is 90% of the time going to be delicious. It's not, I feel like it would be difficult to find like a bad tasting wine, even in the cheaper side. Like most of the wine is very reasonably priced for the quality of wine, for sure. Especially when you go to like other countries. I remember in America the wine was very expensive for like average wine. Sorry America, but the wine was pretty average. Okay, yeah, the French wine is just delicious. It's just, oh, it's so smooth and just mature and rich and flavorful, and it just kind of sits on your palate, and oh, it's delicious. I can't get enough. I love red wine. I love rosé. I'm not a huge fan of white wine during the winter. I tend to like red wine during the winter and white wine during the summer. But, you know, rosé all day. That's kind of how I feel. Rosé all day. You have to have a wine opener, okay? And these wine openers are not like easy. So just like carry around a wine opener, because pretty much all of the wines, or most of the wines, have corks. There's not a lot of screw tops here, so if you want to go to the park or whatever, make sure that you bring your wine opener. There were people who were selling wines, which is nice. You know, they're selling wine, champagne, I think beer. It's nice that we can drink publicly. So that was cool. Yeah, it was exactly how I imagined it. Drinking wine with my pastry in the park. It was so romantic. I mean, at first when I came to Paris, I was like, I don't understand why people over-romanticize the city. But then I had my Eiffel Tower moment, and I was like, okay, I get it now. I get it. I get it. I totally understand why people find this, you know, describe the city as a city of love. Even if you're by yourself, even if you're spending, you know, solo time, you just kind of get lost in the fantasy of it all. So I absolutely recommend wine and pastries in the park. Have a little picnic in the park by the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, there were just like lots of young people doing that. I love seeing like the kind of couples making out and just getting lost in the romance of it. It was just one of those beautiful spring end of winter days. Just felt like there was, you know, freshness in the air. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that, just like at the Eiffel Tower at sunset, having some wine and pastries in the park. It was like a tick on my bucket list. So I highly recommend doing that. It's a cheap activity. 12 euros and you get to go see one of the world's most famous monuments and have a wonderful spring day. About your Parisian fantasies wherever you can. Next time I will be talking about my next Wanderlust adventure in Paris, so stay tuned for more videos, and I hope that you enjoy going on these adventures with me. Bye for now.